Abigail Hobbs is, without a doubt, my favorite historical witch. Setting aside the fact that it's probably quite strange to have a favorite witch, though perhaps not at this particular event, I'm fascinated by Abigail because she is an especially slippery and difficult figure. In the sixth chapter of Reading the Salem Witch Child, the book we're all here to celebrate, Chrissy West highlights the ambiguity of Abigail's character. She tells us that Abigail does not belong with the afflicted girls, although she claimed affliction. She was accused of and confessed to witchcraft, yet she does not fit into any pattern of the accused child. At each turn, she confounds expectations. And this is why I love Abigail. She is fundamentally defiant, challenging at every turn our preconceptions about witches, accusers, about children, and about girls. Abigail was part of a group of only 6 children brought to trial, and she was the only child sentenced to death. Now, she ultimately escaped death, but her sentence challenges the popular belief that children did not receive the death penalty during the Salem witch trials. Abigail was somewhere between 12 and 14 years old, depending on the source you consult, when she was accused of witchcraft. As with many witches brought to trial, we do not, of course, get access to Abigail's real, authentic voice. In records of court examinations, we can only read others' interpretations of her words, which may have been altered or edited in some way. Similarly, many of the most interesting accounts of Abigail's alleged witchcraft come not from her, but from friends and neighbors. On the 19th of April, 1692, 17-year-old Lydia Nichols testified that a year and a half earlier, she'd questioned Abigail about her tendency to spend nights alone in the woods. Nichols reports that Abigail, and this is a direct quote, told me she was not afraid of anything, for she told me she had sold herself, body and soul, to the old boy. And of course, by the old boy, she means the devil. Not only does Abigail allegedly admit to making a covenant with the devil, but she also confesses to have used witchcraft to kill, as she says in her examination, both boys and girls. So, as a self-professed child killer, that is, a killer who is a child, Abigail fascinates us in much the same way as other murderous girls in history. Like the English child killer Mary Bell, who killed 2 boys in the late 1960s, or the New Zealand teenagers Pauline Parker and Juliet Hume, who murdered Parker's mother in the 1950s, Abigail's self-professed crimes position her somewhat antagonistically in relation to popular conceptions of girlhood. Her matter-of-fact admission of murder also situates her as something of a precursor to the wealth of fictional murderous girls who appear in our popular culture, from Shirley Jackson's Mary Cat Blackwood to Heather's Veronica Sawyer. At the same time, however, Abigail's self-definition as a witch is troubling. The records of her examinations reveal leading questions, and as West points out, they do not provide us with any access to the truth or to Abigail's authentic voice. Her earliest examinations also show Abigail afflicted by witchcraft. She is struck deaf, and the other children present claim that this is a result of accused witches Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne running their fingers into her ears. Abigail then is both witch and afflicted, accuser and accused, tormentor and victim. In addition to this, Abigail was also an important figure in that her testimony establishes a vital connection between Salem and the Maine frontier, implicating the figure of former Salem minister George Burroughs in the witchcraft and expanding the scope of the accusations. However, despite her relative importance, Abigail has rarely been afforded any serious, detailed academic treatment. And this is one of the reasons I think that Chrissy's book is so important. Amongst the many other fascinating topics she explores, Chrissy devotes an entire chapter to Abigail Hobbs, investigating Abigail's contentious position in Salem historiography. In particular, I was intrigued by Chrissy's analysis of the diverse historical representations of Abigail that frame her alternately as a fantasist, a daydreamer, an early modern bad girl, and a deviant. Reading The Salem Witch Child is innovative precisely because of the care and attention Chrissy affords to the often overlooked witch children of the Salem trials, and because of how she teases out the complex, multifaceted roles played by children in early modern witchcraft beliefs. So, congratulations, Chrissy, on an absolutely wonderful book.